The key reason to use in a virtual environment has to do with versions of software. We're going to be installing Django now to do our first Hello World. That is our first page. Let's get it working and running. But the main thing here is you want to use the version we're using. If you use a different version, you'll probably have issues. There will probably be something that happens that we didn't cover, and it gets a little frustrating when you do that. So let's avoid the frustration and stick with the version in the video. Once you work through the version of the video, going to newer versions is really a lot easier. You can see in the release notes on djangoproject.com/download, there are release notes for every version. And they'll talk about the things that have changed. They're usually minor things. If they're major things, we do an entire series on that. It's called the Try Django series. So let's go ahead and get everything installed. Now, one caveat I will say is you want to use 1.11 point whatever numbers here. And if 1.11 is not even on here, it's probably listed over here. 1.11 is an LTS. Notice that we have 1.8 here, which is the most previous LTS, but 1.11 is the current one. So Django 1.8 is supported until 2018. So we're in 2017 right now. 1.11 is going to be supported until 2020. That's a long time. So that's why we're using 1.11. Regardless of what version is currently out, 1.11 is the one you're going to use. Stick with that. I promise you it's the best way to go forward. Okay, so let's go ahead and install it. All I'm going to do here is copy this and paste it in. Now, of course, I already have my virtual environment activated. If it's not activated, you're just going to change into that virtual environment and then you'll activate it again. So source bin/activate, something like that. Or you would do /scripts/activate if you're on Windows. Okay. So we now have our Django project installed. If I list everything out, I see my virtual environment. We're all good. So I'm going to make a directory called src. And src is really just going to hold our source files there, right? This is all of our Django project. So then I'll use the command Django admin. And you can do Django admin by itself or Django admin.py. I believe both of those should work now. So Django admin, and we will do start project. And I'm going to call it e-commerce. And I'm going to use a dot here or a period at the end because we're putting it inside of this src folder. No period. It creates a brand new project folder, which you can experiment with if you'd like. Okay, so once I list everything out, I see that I have e-commerce or the main project configuration folder and also manage.py. These things are good. So I'm going to go ahead and run python manage.py, run server manage.py. Those are interchangeable. Run server. And I created a development server at this URL. This is standard, right? If for some reason that's being used by something else, you can change the port by using, just adding the port numbers after that. But let's go ahead and assume that you're working off of the standard local host. I'm going to go ahead and copy that and paste it into my web browser here. Hit enter. Hello world. Congratulations, you have now completed your first Django-powered page. Hopefully that wasn't too hard.